As a law enforcement officer, I attest that my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all persons to ensure liberty, equality, and justice.
Welcome to Gainesville PD On Duty, the show that takes you behind the badge of the Gainesville Police Department. My name is Officer Ben Tobias, and I'm your host for today's show. We know that our viewers enjoy riding along with officers as they patrol the city, so that's exactly what we did this episode. We cover both day and night with 3 different officers. Our first ride is with Corporal Rob Kennedy, one of our field training officers. He happens to be one of my field training officers from almost 13 years ago when I started. We caught him on a day where he did not have a trainee and was able to patrol the city by himself. Let's see how his day shift went.
Hey, I'm Rob Kennedy. I'm a corporal at the Gainesville Police Department. I've been here for 15 years. Waiting call. I work day shift patrol in X-ray zone, which consists of areas in southwest Gainesville. A brother of mine is a police officer, my uncle is a police officer. So I looked into becoming a police officer. I did a ride along with my brother up in Washington, D.C. And holy cow, what a fun day that was. And I got bit by the bug. And 15 years later, here I am. It's still fun, still the best job in the world. I could not imagine doing anything different. I gym out all day long. Garth Brooks, Carrie Underwood, little Jason Aldean will get you through the day. I'm a really bad singer. There's usually not someone in the car that has to listen to me singing very, very off-key as I perform my patrol duties. I'm a bad singer. So right now we're going to Gainesville Place Apartments. Citizen has called for police assistance in reference to her vehicle being stolen. Occasionally you get some stolen vehicles in Gainesville. Thankfully, it's not too common. Hi, Sarah, I'm Rob. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sarah.
What's going on today?
My car was stolen. I left my keys at the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, there was somebody who had come in, and I don't know if it was him or not. They do have surveillance cameras in there, but my keys were stolen. When I got back here, my car was gone. So I don't know exactly. My apartment keys were also on there. So
okay.
They are currently gone.
Okay, have you called maintenance to change your locks? Okay. And where were you parked at?
Right out front to the right. So like right in front of my apartment. So I walked over there. I don't know how he knew, like unless he had followed me where my car was.
Right.
I was the only one really inside of the gym other than him.
Okay, just grab your driver's license and maybe your flip-flops or something, and we'll start a report.
And then while I was in the gym, a guy came in and he like kind of went to the study lounge in there, and then like kind of came out, was just like wandering, and I was like watching him a little bit, and he just like kind of like left after that, but I didn't think anything of it. Like people come and go in the gym all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Like,
Did you stop him?
he was about 5'10", I believe. He was black and had a bright blue shirt on, I believe.
So we met with the management staff of the apartment complex. They, of course, had to call corporate to get advice on how to release the video and fob log. We'll take our findings back to Officer Salisbury, who is the primary officer on this call now. We are on our way to an assist citizen type of call. Complainant has called into 911. Stating her nephew was possibly suicidal. This subject had made statements indicating his suicide would be suicide by cop. They called me to assist them with some less lethal capabilities that I carry in my patrol car. As we were finalizing our plan of action, we received information that the subject was now at Shands Hospital. Updated information now reveals the subject has left the hospital on foot and maybe on a bus or maybe walking around the area. We're not sure if he's actually on the bus or not. We definitely want to check and make sure that he's safe, everybody on the bus is safe. James, we got the bus stopped in front of CVS, 300 Southwest Hickey Street. Hi, how you doing? We're just looking to speak with someone that may or may not be on the bus. No black male with red shirt, black shorts at all?
Nope.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, folks. Y'all have a good day, okay? Not on the bus. Thank you, we're good. We're just looking to speak to someone that may have been on the bus. James, let's check this bus. Hi, we're just looking for someone that may or may not be on your bus. Nope. We're good, thank you. My role in the investigation was complete at that point in time. About an hour or two later, I heard radio traffic indicating one of our officers had possibly located the suicidal subject. It turns out it was the subject. He was in crisis and in need of services, and the officers safely detained him under a Baker Act and transported him to a care facility for evaluation and treatment. This is by far the best job in the world for me. May not be for everybody, but for me, I can't imagine doing anything different than being a police officer, especially here in Gainesville. This is a great place to be the police.
Some days on patrol are extremely busy and some are not. Our officers, like Corporal Kennedy, have to find a balance between both. After the break, we move into the evening shift with an officer that works near downtown. Don't go anywhere. Gainesville PD on duty. We'll be right back.
I will maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule. Develop self-restraint and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Together, as a community, we foster order, safety, and freedom.
Welcome back to Gainesville PD on duty. Our next ride is with Officer Christian Hickey. Not only has he served our country as a U.S. Marine and a U.S. Army Green Beret, he continues to serve Gainesville as one of your officers. His current assigned area is just south of downtown. We have had issues with drug use in that area, and Officer Hickey understands that drug abusers are still human beings and enforces the laws with compassion. Let's see how his style of enforcement is working to fix the problems in his assigned area.
My name is Christian Hickey. I've been a Gainesville police officer for about 4.5 years now. I patrol Oscar Zone, which is Quarters Community, Lynch Park, everything that's south of University and east of 13th Street has a lot of college dorms in it. Mainly I focus on the drug activity that's happening in Porters and happening at Lynch Park. I've been tasked to do something effective to make it go away. That's one of the dealer houses. So you got 3 dealers houses. You got this one, and the 2 on the corner. They're open 24/7. We'll go through here, and if you were with me all night, you would see these narcotics users walking the streets in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get, a rock. So this guy right here, he just came through Porters, made contact with a drug house, did a little hand-to-hand transaction, and now he's bouncing. Basically, I'm in the area. They know when I'm working, and am I going to stop these people? No, I'm not going to stop them. Did I suspect that they did a narcotics transaction? Absolutely. It's most commonly say he pulled off into here. He doesn't want to deal with me. They know to get rid of the drugs, either stuff it down their drawers, hide it, whatever. That makes it harder for us as police officers to find it. Now, if I catch them when they are least suspecting it, odds become in my favor, and we're more successful. Put that cigarette out. My man, I told you, didn't I? I told you, right? figures it was gonna catch up with you sooner or later, right? You see people like that right there? You keep buying drugs from him, you're gonna know like this. Right now, he's not in cuffs. You're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Is that how you want it?
No, sir.
How can I help you? Besides getting out and talking to you every day and letting you know, hey, this ain't right. You can't be doing this, right? You promise me you ain't gonna ever show up down here again? You promise you're gonna stay off this corner?
Yes, sir.
I'll never see you here again.
Damn right.
You got nothing on you? You got any crack on you? No, I don't want you to turn people in. I just want you to get straight, brother. You know what I'm saying? Have a seat. Mr. Coleman is one of the usual narcotics users down here. He's a good guy. He's just falling on hard times right now, and he's got himself in a situation he can't get himself out of. So he comes down here every day, gets a little bit of rock after he goes to work, but he comes down here every day after work and buys rocks. So he was peeing when we came up, but I saw him drop this crack pipe right here. So as you can tell, it's been used and recently smoked crack in it. It's a brand new crack pipe. What's up with you, man? Keep messing up, man.
Depressed, man. Wife left me when I was in jail.
I know, we talked about it. What are you doing to get right?
I've been going to NA meetings, man, at church, but today is just a bad day.
You get paid?
Yeah, and
How much money you spent on drugs today?
$20. Sir.
$20?
And I made 76.
You made 76 all week?
No, just today.
Just today?
Yeah, I get paid daily.
And you spent, what, a $20 rock?
Yeah.
Anything else besides crack? I've heard a lot of other drugs coming out of there.
Spice and Molly.
Spice and Molly? What about heroin? So if I cut you a break today and not take you to jail, I'm not ever going to see you down at the park down there.
I'll change day laborers every
But I know the people by first name. I know where they come from. I know their stories. They've told me their stories. We've got out and we've had a serious talk about what's going on with them. If they continue to do what they're doing, eventually I'm going to catch them slipping, and then I'm going to go ahead and enforce that misdemeanor or that infraction on them and push it further. You were laying down behind the, you were laying down.
behind it.
I just briefly came and talked to you for a moment.
All the way up there by me.
Yeah, remember that?
I was coughing.
Yeah, that was me.
That's why I said I remember you.
Yeah, and then I met you over here.
That's
and
why I said I remember you.
we've talked.
Yeah.
Why do you think we've come in contact so much in the last week?
You've been watching, and for some reason, maybe you're the one that's to set my head straight.
Maybe I'm not the one. Maybe I know the answers though, right?
You could, yeah.
I could know the answers. You know who Jesus Christ is?
I do. Maybe I should start back.
You accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It took me 33 years to realize that Christian Hickey cannot tackle the things of this world by himself. I realized that through tragedies and shortfalls in my life that there was a reason these things were happening to me, and I decided to turn towards God and give it to Him. All right, Carl. I do love you as a brother in Christ. You understand that? I'm only doing this because God has led me to you. It's 3 times we've met in the week. Just take steps, man. Just take steps. Let's get towards Him, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray. You ready? Lord, let's love you and thank you for this life, Lord. Lord, and thank you for all the blessings you give. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, just like Daniel the prophet, I'm going to be me, and I got a faith, and that's what I'm going to stick to. So no matter what government I work for, no matter what policy says, I'm going to do that. And I'm not trying to push Christianity on nobody or do something that somebody doesn't want to do. All I want to do is for the Christians that are out here on the street that tell me they're Christians is be that pillar, that help along, that hand to say, hey, you know what, we're not out here by ourselves. God's with us. You know, He's got people in place to use to help people in His kingdom. So that's all I can do. I've learned that these people are just like you and me. They have problems just like you and I have problems, but their problems just put them on the street, and they're in a situation where, especially the users, they can't seem to get out of the situation. So they're going to continue to do what they're doing until they figure out and make a decision in themselves, say, hey, I need to better my position in my life. I need to move on and do things. So if I can do that while enforcing those laws, it's like a twofer, and it brings a blessing to my soul to be able to see people make a decision into the right direction and move on and out of the situation that they're in. So he went down.
I went to work today.
Say it ain't so.
I went to work today.
You got some money.
I sleep today. I went to work.
Good for you, man. Don't spend it on that rock, bro. I know you got a problem. I know you're fighting it. You doing better?
I'm a kick it.
I know you can do it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? One day I'm gonna bust you.
No, I'm gonna quit for this. For this.
Boy, you tried to buy a rock last night. Don't beat me, beat the habit. You know what I'm saying?
Officer Hickey proves that it is possible to have strong enforcement of the law while helping people turn their lives around. His efforts in his area have truly helped the quality of life there. After the break, we finish out the episode with a look at our Midtown area and the nightclub scene. Gainesville PD on duty. We'll be right back.
I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, and never employing unnecessary force.
Welcome back to Gainesville PD on duty. Our final ride of the show takes us to our late night hours, and specifically our Midtown Bar and Nightclub area. Officer Gilberto Gonzalez is assigned to this area and works to ensure the safety and security of the patrons each night. While most of us are sleeping, Officer Gonzalez and his fellow officers are hard at work. Let's see what an average night for him looks like.
My name is Officer Gilberto Gonzalez. I work for the Gainesville Police Department, and right now we are on our way to Midtown, which is the student bar area, which happens to fall on my patrol zone, which we call golf zone. So basically the line is already out, which means they're probably at capacity. Welcome to Midtown. So our underage have these bands on. That's over. We found 2 people with open containers. They ended up getting arrested in handcuffs. All right, bud, turn around. While we were transporting the handcuffed individuals back to our patrol cars, some kind of fight broke up. A guy stated that I guess someone had taken his ID out of his hand, and he knew who did it. When we found the possible suspects, we searched them, no ID was found.
I didn't see anyone with striped shirt. I saw them 2 running, like you said, it was them. They don't have your ID, correct? So I don't know if you lost, I don't know, but I got them and they don't
Well,
have
she chased them, I searched them, with gloves, I searched them, they don't have your ID, but we're here to make sure they're safe, make sure when they're having fun, they do have safe fun, and try to protect them from being victims. You know, when people go out, you go out in groups, make sure you go back to your dorms, go back to your apartments in groups. Ladies, don't go out by yourself at night, bar closed at 2 a.m. It's not the best time to actually be walking alone. You know, catch a friend. If you're tired, it's more than likely another friend is tired too. Be like, hey, let's go back to our house, let's go back to the dorm. I'm not really feeling it. Walk together. We just want to send the message, just be vigilant. Like you hear in the commercials for the sheriff's office, the tagline, just be aware, take care of yourself, don't be a victim. Just to not be afraid that if anything were to go wrong and you see us down here in Midtown or anywhere else in the city, you're more than welcome to come approach us, talk to us. We'll take it from there. We'll help you out the best we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,027 people. So we need minimum, we're gonna need 5 people, at least.
How many do we have right now?
You, me, Farah, Whiskey 4. So we need X-Ray 3 and Julia 3, and we should be good.
Okay.
Right? So we're gonna head back to our car. We're gonna relate to our sergeants what we have in terms of number of people, and then we're gonna get going from there. 130, 140, we'll block the roads. Basically, we'll block all traffic from coming northbound and southbound on 17th Street. We'll block the turning lane to turn northbound on 17th Street, and we'll block this little parking lot area so that the cars coming out only have the choice to go northbound, and they can't go southbound into University. Basically, we block the roads so that way we can alleviate a little bit of congestion and traffic going through the plaza. We can keep everybody safe, we can keep the students safe. Guys, let's get out of the road. Let's get out of the road. Come on. Especially those people that are over 21 sometimes do get a little intoxicated. They'll start stumbling on the road. So it's just a matter of like extra protection just to make sure they're safe and make sure they get home safe.
And that wraps up this episode of Gainesville PD On Duty. Be sure to find us online on social media or by visiting our website at gainesvillepd.org. You can learn more about the Gainesville Police Department and even watch previous episodes. Also, reach out to us and let us know what you'd like to see featured on the show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon for another episode of Gainesville PD On Duty.
I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as public trust to be held, so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
Ha 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 ha!